recovery must be about them, not the super rich.
I'll be laser focused on working families.
Turn right.
That's why I've laid out a comprehensive agenda, not just to rebuild
In a quarter
our
mile,
communities,
turn left
but
onto
to make
Orchard Lake
bold
Road.
investments so we can build back and build back better. We're going to invest in creating millions of good-paying jobs, building roads, bridges, highways, ports, airports.
A mission both parties can agree with, because it's time
At
we
the light,
come together
use the left 2 lanes
as
to turn onto
Americans.
Orchard Lake
But
Road.
while I'll be a Democratic candidate, I will be an American president. This is not a
Turn
partisan
left.
moment. This must be an American moment. I'm Joe Biden, candidate for president, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Biden for president.
Western Michigan Christian wanted the very best virtual learning experience, so they partnered with Applied Imaging and their NetSmart Plus division. WMC parent Amy Moorhead.
Oh, I think it's great because being able to continue with the classes at the school and all of it is live and there's a lot of accountability is great. And really the parent doesn't have to do anything.
Her daughter, Michaela, also appreciates Applied Imaging's technology solution.
Yeah, I mean, I love that this option just gives us like the chance to still have like interactions and relationships with the teachers, because that would be something that was missing without this technology.
Technology solutions for schools and businesses from Applied Imaging's NetSmart Plus.
I love knowing that she's getting the schooling that she's getting because we love WMC. To be able to know that she's here
7.3
learning
miles at the
well and
roundabout.
getting what
Take
she
the
needs
second
to
exit
prepare for
onto Orchard
college.
Lake
Call
Road.
Applied Imaging today, 800-521-0983, or visit appliedimaging.com.
The motto for world-class competition has always been faster, higher, stronger. It's the same for Navien, makers of condensing tankless water heaters. Faster to install and set up. Higher performance and efficiency to provide endless hot water. Stronger with the industry's strongest warranty. All because of the copper-free stainless steel heat exchanger built in every unit. Learn about Navien's condensing tankless water heaters and find a Navien contractor at tanklessmadesimple.com. That's tanklessmadesimple.com.
This is time that matters. A window of time to help protect the ones you love. Your preteen benefits from staying up to date with their well visits. This is your window of protection. Schedule their well visit now. Brought to you by Merck.
The Michigan Wolverines play the Minnesota Golden Gophers Saturday at 6:30 on 97.1 The Ticket. Live from the Jamie Samuelson studio, here's Stoney and Jansen.
All right, we'll take a few calls, and before Heather has news, here's a few little ticket text. We're talking about products you wish would come back that have been discontinued, like Tab. How about the steak egg bagel from McDonald's? Damn COVID. Todd from Flint says Sara Lee brownies that came in 6x18 pans in the refrigerator section. Love them. Now, I didn't know this was disconnected. Matt Lavonie says the Marathon Bar. Candy bar.
Never heard of it.
You never heard of Marathon bars?
But I don't eat a lot of candy bars, so.
The whatchamacallit? You remember that one?
Yes.
That one's not, that's still, I think that's discontinued as well. Bring back the whatchamacallit.
Okay. It's blasphemy that Taco Bell is getting rid of all potato products. And another, Brian says, I've eaten at Taco Bell off and on my whole life, and the best thing that place ever made discontinued in 2001. The fajita wrap. Came with steak, rice, peppers, had this amazing pink fajita sauce wrapped in foil. It was the best item ever at Taco Bell. Let's say good morning to Jeff and Lapeer. What's up?
Hey, good morning, everyone. What I miss is manual stick cars. Nowadays, it's really hard to find them. I didn't really love them. My first couple cars were all stick shift, and now, like, my kids will never even know what they are. Back in the day, almost every option or every car you could get it with, and nowadays, I think you can only do, like, a Mustang and, like, Jeep Wrangler and maybe a few other cars that are even offer the option to get them.
And that's a good one. You're right. Most kids don't know. And you know what? That's one of my regrets, and I have no idea how to drive a stick shift.
Really?
Yeah.
You could figure it out. Maybe you couldn't.
Yeah, thank you. I never learned either, so. God, you didn't? I think that'd be right up your alley.
You could totally.
I
You
know
could
I
still
could,
figure
but
it
I just
out.
never learned.
Yeah.
Yes. Rick and Holly, what's up?
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
Thinking outside of the box, I would love to see live CD come back.
Say what? The CD?
The show?
Live.
Live PD. Oh, the television show?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, well they do police stuff absolutely live that they discontinued this year. That one's definitely fun to watch. That's a whole different realm. That's not technically it is a product, but old TV shows that we'll do that one day as well. All right, it's time for news and Heather. What's up?
Well, one person was actually killed in a shooting yesterday at Basketball City in Roseville. So police say yesterday evening there was an altercation over a basketball game that broke out. One man left the building and then returned with a gun, firing shots at another person that was involved in this altercation. Then they say a second man with a valid CPL license intervened, and after this exchange of gunfire, police say the suspect was seriously injured and then pronounced dead at the scene. Currently, the CPL holder that intervened is in custody as an investigation continues. Apparently, the family members of the man who was killed say there's a different story than what police are telling us, so there is an investigation.
Now, Evan grew up in Roseville. Evan plays a lot of basketball, or played a lot of basketball. I wonder if he has any Basketball City stories. I don't know anything about the venue, how new it is, or anything like that.
I think it's been around for a while. I don't know anything about it.
There used to be a Basketball City that I would play at. I don't remember if it was in Roseville or not, though. But they became a thing in the mid-'90s, I want to say.
Okay.
Yep.
It's all Evan.
So, yeah, he'll know more, I'm sure. Washtenaw County is experiencing a surge in COVID cases linked to social gatherings around U of M's campus. So, in response to this surge in cases, the Washtenaw County Health Department has issued a 2-week stay-at-home emergency order for students at Michigan. This order runs through 7 p.m. on November 3rd, and they say it is meant to address basically parties or these small to medium-sized social gatherings that have been identified as the primary cause of new cases on campus. The stay-at-home order does not apply to Michigan athletics, but it does say that all undergraduate students must remain in their buildings or in their dorm or in their apartment unless they have to go to a class, go get food, or go to work that they can't do remotely. And they say violators are subject to misdemeanor penalties.
What about if they want to go work out? Go to a gym or something?
I highly doubt that's... I don't have the whole breakdown, but I want to say no. I want to say that they're not supposed to do that. I do think that physical fitness is very important.
Yeah, I know. I was about to say that.
For not only your body, but also your mind. So I would encourage... I mean, it sounds like they could probably go running or go outside and exercise. I don't know if they're encouraged to go to a gym or not, but I'm sure they still will.
Okay.
Some of them, anyway.
Next thing.
Yes. All right, so just hours after the whole Jeffrey Toobin scandal broke, O.J. Simpson, he tried to make light of the situation, and he actually jumped onto Twitter, and he made this little video clip, which he posted, where he compared Toobin to none other than Pee Wee Herman.
Damn, Jeffrey Toobin. At least Pee Wee Herman was in an X-rated movie theater. I'm just saying.
It's a valid point.
It's a valid point.
He wasn't on a company Zoom call.
Right. Damn.
Still in a public place.
I mean,
You guys, if one of you guys did this, you'd be fired, wouldn't you?
I would hope so. Yes. Imagine if it was a commercial break right now, and I'm watching my Zoom, and Stoney thought his Zoom was on.
Stoney?
Yes.
Who's she gonna pick?
Oh my gosh.
You
I
know,
don't think
it's,
he can
Try
come back
sitting
to work.
across from him.
well, yeah, he'll get fired. He has been suspended. He will be fired. You know, it's cancel culture, and he deserves to be canceled.
He
Absolutely.
does.
Well, he's got
It's
a
disgusting.
He's got a track record.
disturbing.
he's got a sordid past.
Yes.
Okay. If you read a little bit about Jeffrey Toobin, like I mentioned yesterday, he had an affair with one of his good friend's daughters,
Right.
Jeffrey Greenfield, and
Didn't want to claim the offspring.
yes, and allegedly he was involved in a lot of really weird sex stuff. And I don't want to go into details,
Oh, shocking details.
but something, the last name of a former Tiger pitcher. He was into. Okay.
Wait, what?
Seattle and want to go. Okay? No, but you know, not Charlie Furbush. Another pitcher from Seattle. They might have actually chosen
Washburn?
Was Furbush traded for Washburn? I'm trying to remember.
I can't remember all that.
Right.
It wasn't good for anybody.
You know who I'm talking about, don't you?
I don't. I can't.
I don't.
Okay, what Tiger pitcher in their run was really, really good? They got him from Seattle.
Oh gosh, I got it. Okay, enough.
Thank you.
Yep. All right. All right.
Greg just texted to me.
I thought it was pretty obvious from the get-go.
Yes, I get it. Okay. Have either of you seen a movie yet? Have you been to the movie theaters by any chance yet?
No.
I haven't, but we were actually thinking about going last night, but we might try this weekend. Helen really wants to go see a movie, but if you are curious, there are some new movies out, and Liam Neeson's Honest Thief is actually number one at the box office right now. It brought in $3.7 million in North America during its weekend debut, and it overtook Robert De Niro's comedy The War with Grandpa. That was number two. And then number three was Christopher Nolan's Tenet, which brought in $1.6 million. So there are some new things to see if you do want to go. And if you're still a little nervous to go to the theaters, AMC actually has this really cool offer that you could take part in. It's actually pretty sweet. So starting at $99, $100, you can bring in a group of 20 people with you and basically rent out a theater for a private showing.
It's amazing.
It's pretty sweet.
Awesome.
Now, it can get quite expensive because the $99 is for older movies, which I think is still pretty cool. But if you want to see some of these new releases that I just mentioned, it's going to be a little bit more. Anywhere between $149 and $349. They say depending on the movie you want to see and where you're located. And the rental doesn't include any candy or snacks. So
That's extra $1,000 for popcorn.
and they're also letting you bring in your own food. Let's say you have a big group and you want to bring your own food in, you can do that, but it's going to be $250 to do that. But they're
$100, I can do
struggling.
that by myself.
Yeah,
I think that's pretty cool, the $100.
I have a friend of mine, he rented out a theater for the debate.
In 1 mile,
First debate.
at the roundabout,
And he
take the
also has
second
rented out a
exit
theater
onto
for next
Orchard Lake
Saturday at
Road.
noon. But I'd rather watch, I don't like watching big games where I really have to pay attention to a lot of people. But that's a cool idea.
But again, it is a cool idea. But again, if I mean, for $100,
Yeah.
to be able to sit there with you and 2 or 3 buddies.
Right. I think this is bigger because there's going to be more people. But yes, that would be pretty cool. All right. Thank you very much, Heather. Coming up next, our series continues. We are up to number 48. Very interesting name on number 48. That's coming up next, 97.1 The Tip.
Did you know there's more than one Las Vegas? There's the Strip with families on vacation and questionable odds. Then there's downtown Vegas, the original gambling and entertainment mecca. That's where you'll find the D Las Vegas. Book your stay today at thed.com. The D Las Vegas, your home for Detroit sports in Vegas. If you're looking for the best in motorcycle style and performance, then get to Dick Scott's Freedom Power Sports on October 24th for our exclusive 2021 model open house. It's your chance to see what quality craftsmanship looks like, including the liquid-cooled Indian Challenger, just named Rider Magazine's 2020 Motorcycle of the Year. Or check out the Chieftain with our powerful Thunderstroke 116 V-Twin. We'll have refreshments and barbecue, so get to Dick Scott's Freedom Power Sports on October 24th, 10 to 3. DickScottsPowersports.com. Always wear your helmet, never drink and ride.
What's up, Michigan? Isaiah Thomas here. This year, we truly need you to sign up to be a poll worker. You can get paid to protect our democracy when America is facing a record shortage of poll workers. And you'll get the PPE and training to do it safely. We're counting on people like you to keep our elections safe, secure, and fair. Sign up at powerthepolls.org. And of course, go Pistons. A message from Power the Polls.
No matter how early you're up or how late you're running, when you start your day at Speedway, we've got what you need to have a good morning safely. Always fresh coffee to wake you up, cold drinks and snacks to keep you going, plus a full tank to get you where you need to go. So however you start your day, we'll help make your morning a safe one and a good one. Because when you get off to Starbucks drinks or Monster Javas for just $5.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Of course we can help you with that oil change. Doing it yourself is a great way to save some money. Right now you can get 5 quarts of Pennzoil high mileage motor oil and an STP oil filter for just $27.99. And we've got even more ways to get it. Just order online with our next day delivery or free same day store pickup. Getting the job done just got easier. Restrictions at AutoZone.com.
T-Mobile for Business knows saving time and money is important for your business. That's why we're introducing Microsoft 365 on us, now included in our best business plans. With Office apps, Microsoft Teams, cloud storage, and more, Microsoft 365 on us gives you the tools you need to run your business. Stop by a T-Mobile store today. Qualifying plan required. Contact us to activate. 1 license per line, max 2 per account. Third-party terms apply. See T-Mobile.com for plan details.
Amazon is now hiring near you. We're looking for team members who know that delivering important packages is important work. Ready to work hard to make someone's every day? Ready for benefits and flexible shifts? Immediate hourly roles are available at Amazon.com/apply. That's Amazon.com/apply. Amazon is an equal opportunity employer.
I'm going to guide you through a relaxing talk about cold and flu season. Even though this year is stressful, you're going to feel calm. Because at Rite Aid, our pharmacists are educated in traditional medicine and alternative remedies. So you not only get a flu shot, you also learn how to support your immune system. And rest assured, you're doing your best to protect your health and wellness. Get your flu shot and boost your immune system at Rite Aid today. No cost with most insurance and no appointment needed.
Vaccines plus supplies, live stage restrictions apply in some states. See pharmacist for details.
This hour of Instant Feedback brought to you by Mike Capurro of National Benefit Plans. For affordable health insurance, log on to nbphealth.com.
The only way you can take 97.1 The Ticket with you is the radio.com app. Download it today and listen to us anytime, anywhere. Live from the Jamie Samuelson studio, here's Tony and Jensen.
All right. Our telephone number 248-539-9797. Series of best numbers, Detroit, Michigan. We're progressing. We're up to number 48. And 48 is an interesting lot. And I had one tough decision to make, and when I look back on it, it really wasn't that tough. But with all due respect to the following tremendous athletes, including Tom Beer, who was from Wayne State and played for the Lions, Desmond Morgan, linebacker, Michigan, Giovanni Smith, current Red Wing, Corey Emerton, Matthew Boyd, Roger Mason, who was on the 84 team, the great Kyle Farnsworth, the loquacious C.J. Ninkowski, the Gold Glove center fielder, Jose Macias.
In 2 miles, keep left onto I-696 West toward I-96 West.
Andrew Miller wore number 48. So I've come down to 5 candidates, and I'm going to eliminate one of them right now. And he was really good here, but he only played 2 years, and he failed to make one of the greatest catches of all time. He could have saved our city. And that would be Torrey Hunter. Torrey Hunter, really good player for 2 years, but didn't make my list. So here's my 4. From the Detroit Tigers, Rick Porcello. Porcello, he won a Cy Young in Boston, but he was here for about 6 years, 76 and 63. Pretty good, pretty damn good pitcher. Okay? Not great, but pretty good. I'm going to go with Percy Snow, who was one of the greatest, if not the greatest linebackers, if not the greatest linebacker in Michigan State history. Maybe Carl Banks was better, Brad Van Pelt, those guys, but Percy Snow was an unbelievable player, and I believe Percy Snow, on merit alone, should win this. But we know how Spartan fans, they stay away from the polls or something like that. My third candidate is 2-time Pro Bowl long snapper, Don Muhlbach. And you might laugh, oh, he's a long snapper. No. Don Muhlbach's been there for so freaking long. Maybe Matt Millen's best acquisition. Called him the Nolan Ryan of long snappers when he signed as a free agent a long, long time ago. And my fourth, I never saw him play. I've seen some film of him. But just, and I know we're not supposed to take into account what he did after his athletic career, but he was still pretty good. He was an All-American, I believe, at the University of Michigan, and that is the former president of the United States, Gerald Ford. So those are my four: Don Muhlbach, Percy Snow, Gerald Ford, and Rick Porcello.
I think you have to put Gerald Ford on there. I'm all for Percy Snow. One of the guys that when I was growing up, I watched football and loved to watch him play. Just a great nose for the ball, physical player. And there's one more guy that I met after, played in the mid-'50s for Michigan. I met him when he worked for the U of M Club of Greater Detroit, which gives out the M-rings to football players. David Rentschler is no longer with us, but I think he needs to be mentioned as a 48. One of the last ones to wear the number 48, because obviously, it's no longer worn.
Right. I mentioned Desmond Morgan. He was one of the guys who really had the classic, and they let him do it for them.
Yeah, there was a couple of years there. I don't think it should be worn again.
No.
But yeah, I think you're for. I'm not going to argue any of those. I think Percy Snow, for what he did at Michigan State, and on all the things you said, I think he should win this. I think Don Muhlbach should get a lot of respect in this. He's been here since 2004, and you mentioned two-time Pro Bowl long snapper. My roommate at Washington was a long snapper, Ethan Albright, and you know what? You don't notice him until you have to notice him.
Right.
And
people, he's so good. People always know the one bad snapper he ever had. It was a game Joey Harrington took them down the field to drive. It was against the Packers or the Saints. I can't remember.
The Vikings.
Vikings.
Paul Allen had the famous call.
Oh, that's right. And there was a bad snap, and the Lions would have tied the game.
Yes. I don't know if you guys have any other that we didn't think about.
I can check on the 48. It's a weird number.
Yeah.
As much research as we could do that's out there was really no 48s worth it from the directionals or Detroit Vipers or anything like that.
I checked the Vipers. I checked the Michigan Panthers. There's nothing.
Tomorrow we will have a 49 from a directional that probably should win it all, but we'll save that for tomorrow. I'm struggling a little bit with putting in Hunter instead of Muhlbach.
Well, Don's going in.
No, Don's in.
I don't know. My personal opinion is I'm kind of wavering there a little bit.
Oh,
you want Torrey Hunter instead of Don Muhlbach?
Hunter was very good the couple years. He had walk-offs. He was important in that. I know he didn't make that catch, but you know what? Rick Porcello didn't win game 163 either.
I know.
16 years, and you can remember one bad play.
I think I'm going to go with what you guys are saying because of longevity, but I thought you definitely.
I think we might have missed somebody actually.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, Kenny Willekes. Was he 48?
Kenny Willekes was? Well, yeah, he was 48.
Yeah, that changes things.
Hold on now.
Yeah.
Well, he doesn't get in over Percy Snow.
No.
No.
Does he get in over Rick Porcello?
He was 48. Yeah.
I would put him in over Rick Porcello. I'd do Kenny Willekes, Percy Snow, Gerald Ford, Don Muhlbach.
Also, Porcello wore 21 for his last 2 or 3 years.
Okay.
So he changed it. He didn't like them.
Right.
Yeah. Hell of a thing. All right. Yes. Kenny. You know what? Here's what I do with Michigan State, and there's no excuse. I'm just telling you how I go through my process. They're the Lansing State Journal, because with all due respect to the Spartans, they don't have the database, or at least that Michigan has with the Bentley Library. Right. You can go and find everything. So for Michigan State football, there was a series that the Lansing State Journal did called He Wore It Best, and it went through like 2000. It came out like 2017 or 2018. So I use that as my guide because they have who they think, and then they have others, and then I look it up. And then sometimes I'll go to their current website to find out past roster in the last few years, and I actually forgot on this one. So that's on me.
I do the same thing, but I've reached my limit of reading the Lansing State Journal.
It's part of the free press.
Because I have free press.
I've actually paid subscription to the Lansing State Journal just for this. And for Grant Cat, I like reading Grant Couch once
stood up against that kind of racism. Even though the player did score to go out and play, that was the only game they won that year. And you know, with all this other accomplishments, I'll tell you what, that's a shiny accomplishment that it was the 1930s and what was going on in the South. So that's a good first step. And I just told the fact that he played, and the fact that it was just probably makes me a little biased, but
That's okay.
I put in Gerald Ford.
Well, you have a fun.
My brother kept himself in that game. I actually have a ticket to that.
I'd love to see that. That's impressive. You should donate that to the Townley Library. Museum.
Yeah, I'll always run with I actually have to take it up and to get cards from the Army last year. They showed the tickets that they did it with the stuff.
That's cool. That's cool.
My brother collected everything.
Thanks for the call. I'm telling you, say when you vote for Gerald Ford, you go to our Twitter page, Stoney and Jansen with Heather, and then you can cast your vote. All right, coming up next, we'll talk NFL with Pro Football Talks. Michael David Smith, 97 minutes.
The World Series started last night. Los Angeles defeated Tampa Bay in Game 1. If you had Clayton Kershaw, if you had faith in him, then you were a big winner last night. Game 2 is tonight. That means you need to get down to the BetMGM Sports Lounge inside MGM Grand Detroit. They're ready to take your real money wagers on all the action. You can stop by and place your bets in the live betting window, or you can go to one of the easy-to-use self-service kiosks. And don't forget, we got Thursday Night Football tomorrow night. Yeah, it's Eagles and Giants. Both teams have one win, but the BetMGM Sports Lounge can make it a lot more fun when you got some action on that game. Whether you live and breathe sports or you're just looking to place a wager on your favorite team, the BetMGM Sports Lounge at MGM Grand Detroit is ready to take your single-game bets along with parlays, props, future bets, and more. There's no better place in Michigan to celebrate the return of major sports. Stop by the betting window or the self-service kiosk anytime to get a piece of the action. Get ready to believe in your game again with the BetMGM Sports Lounge inside MGM Grand Detroit. You must be 21 or older.
97.1 The Ticket. Traffic.
From the WWJ AM 950 Traffic Center, this report brought to you by Michigan Department of Health and Human Services. We have a few accidents on the road this morning. The first is on I-94 westbound at Cadview. Cars are blocking the right lane and shoulder. Another accident on I-94 westbound, this one after 8 Mile. Only the right shoulder is affected. Finally, power outages continue to affect Macomb County. Watch out for traffic lights out on Harrington Road at Groesbeck and 16 Mile at Moravian. I am Julia Deal in the WWJ 24-hour traffic center.
You could win $2,000 with the 2 Grand Slam tomorrow at 7:20 with Stoney and Jansen.
As we continue to face COVID-19, we're now facing flu season. So to protect us all, let's hit this virus head on. Get your flu vaccine. Learn more at michigan.gov/flu. A message from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services.
This Radio.com Sports Minute is brought to you by Northville Lumber.
This is Robert Esiason for the Radio.com Sports Minute. This is Mookie Betts' world, folks, and we're all privileged to live in it. And for Robbie Atlanta's Freddie Freeman of what might have been an NLCS series winning homer with an exquisitely timed leaping catch on Sunday, 2018 American League MVP, who was inexplicably traded from the Red Sox to the Dodgers during this past offseason, stole the show last night in World Series Game 1. Betts walked in the 5th inning and stole 2nd and 3rd before scoring. The last player with a walk and 2 steals in the same World Series inning was Babe Ruth, also after he was traded from Boston. Betts then clouded a solo homer to lead off the 6th. Mookie is pretty special, said winning pitcher Clayton Kershaw. He does things on the baseball field that not many can do, and he does it consistently, which I think separates him. And I would agree with that. I'm Boomer Esiason.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Of course we can help you with that oil change. Doing it yourself is a great way to save some money. Right now you can get 5 quarts of Pennzoil high mileage motor oil and an STP oil filter for just $27.99. And we've got even more ways to get it. Just order online with our next day delivery or free same day store pickup. Getting the job done just got easier. Restrictions at AutoZone.com.
For the ones working tirelessly to keep their coworkers safe, for the ones rising to new challenges, for the ones rebuilding
I started to make a go of it. The owner of the local liquor store showed me the dust on some flavored vodka bottles that sat on the shelves. He said, you can make a straight vodka so smooth that you can drink it just by itself, then you'd really have something. So I did. And now, all these years later, we still only make one flavor, vodka, flavored vodka. 80 proof Tito's handmade vodka, distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas. Tito'sVodka.com.
Visit our Motor City new Ram Crew Cab lease, just $299 per month. That's right, the all-new Dodge Ram Crew Cab, just $299 per month, including 3 years of scheduled maintenance.
At Lalage Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, the beautiful Imlay City Perfect Lalage Chrysler.com. Breaking news on 97.1 The Ticket is brought to you by Indeed. If you need to hire, you need Indeed. Learn more at Indeed.com/credit. Helmet to helmet contact. Legal here. Live from the Jamie Samuelson studio, here's Tony and Jensen.
All right, we all love ProFootballTalk.com, and one of their main contributors has been with us quite a few times, and we're going to check in with the national perspective of what the hell's going on here in Detroit and other things. Michael David Smith joins us. How are you?
Stay in the left 2 lanes.
Hey guys, I'm doing well. How are you doing?
We're doing okay. Well, we're going to get to see a guy that many Lion fans thought they would take, wish they would take, wish they Tua, we should say, to be correct. Tua will be getting his Miami career as a starter after the bye week. Should Lion fans just be really pissed off? How do you think this is going to happen?
Well, yeah, I thought that the Lions are in a building mode where they should have taken Tua. They apparently don't think they are, or didn't think they were at the time of the draft. So it's really interesting. I was not a fan of the Giants for a game. I think Lions defense is playing well enough. It's kind of a weird timing to take them off the field and put Tua in, but it's their body. They want to get the practice work and then get them ready to go. So that's what they're going to do. And it's really interesting. I mean, it's not been winning an all-time great quarterback. I think Lions fans are going to do it as one that away, but of course, yes,
Well, and I guess the question is, why now? Like you mentioned it, I'm surprised too. Ryan Fitzpatrick has them at 3-3 right now. They're going into a bye week. Why make that change now?
Yeah, for me, it was
10 miles. Take exit 137 toward Howland County Route D19.
That's not what they're thinking about. They're thinking about next year after, down the road. But I don't know what
YC's voice test. This is 97.1 The Ticket.
This update is brought to you by SoldByMarkZ.com. Max Muncy and Cody Bellinger combined to drive in 4 runs last night as they lead the Los Angeles Dodgers to an 8-3 win over the Tampa Bay Rays in Game 1 of the World Series. It was a pretty rough night for Rays starter Tyler Glasnow. He takes the loss after giving up 6 runs, 8 hits, and 6 walks in just 4 1/3 innings. New Michigan State head football coach Mel Tucker met virtually with reporters yesterday for his first press conference of the season in East Lansing. While Tucker didn't announce which quarterback on Saturday against Rutgers, he did talk about the competition for that spot.
Your quarterback has to be your number one competitor on your team, college or pro. And so we have the competitive nature and the mental disposition in that room to be able to get the job done.
Meanwhile, the Michigan football team will be allowed to travel to Minnesota for Saturday night's opener against the Golden Gophers, despite officials in Washtenaw County issuing a 2-week stay-in-place order for students in Michigan yesterday. Now, the order was issued due to the recent rise of new coronavirus cases on campus. There's more game planning on tap today for the Lions as they continue to get ready for Sunday's contest in Atlanta against the Falcons. Several unidentified Cowboys players, in a series of texts with the NFL Network's Jane Slater, ripped the team's current coaching staff, saying they're unprepared for games and don't do a good job adjusting on the fly. Despite a dismal 2-4 record, Dallas, believe it or not, still in first place in the woeful NFC East division. At the Ticket Update Desk, I'm Tony Ortiz. For more, stay tuned to 97.1 The Ticket and radio.com.
Live from the Jamie Samuelson Studio, Stoney and Jansen on 97.1 The Ticket.
Thank you, Gio. Our telephone number 248-539-9797. You can go to our Twitter page, Stoney and Jansen with Heather, and vote on the greatest number 48 in the history of Michigan sports. And right now, with about 20,000 votes in, Gerald Ford is the leader, 44%, followed by Don Muehlbach, and then the 2 Spartans, Percy Snow at 20%, Kenny Willekes at 5.7%. By the way, shout out to Matt Charbonneau of the Detroit News for listening and alerting on the Willekes. But I have to mention, because I thanked him, and then he said, yeah, but I forgot that Percy Snow. So, you know, it happens. Yes, indeed. So, yeah. But the moral is, come on, State, get a database. Makes it easier so we don't screw up.
Really?
Right. Or I don't screw up.
Yes,
anyway.
same here.
Yeah. It's interesting what Michael David Smith said about the Ryan Fitzpatrick. Because I thought about it, but I said, you know, I understand what they're trying to do, and I read that Fitzpatrick is all, you know, along with that. He's in there. Here's an interesting thing. We were all, you know, focused in on Stafford going to Dallas, right? What about, I mean, if Jerry Jones really wants to win and get the playoffs, and Dalton stinks, why didn't he trade for Ryan Fitzpatrick? He'd have to give up maybe a 5th or a 6th round pick. That's it. And Fitzmagic is known for having, you know, 4 or 5 really good get him in the playoffs, and then who the hell knows what's going to happen.
See, I was asked that question yesterday, and I don't necessarily see the difference between Fitzpatrick and Andy Dalton.
No, but if Dalton plays like he played the other night.
But you got to bring in a quarterback that's not an ace to come in, learn a new offense, create a new chemistry with receivers, understand protections. You know, and there's only so many ways, but it's the terminology. And I just don't know that the trade-off in skill would be enough to go out and get a Ryan Fitzpatrick or give anything up for him.
Something else too. If you're the Dolphins, seriously, you're going to give up or you're just getting a 5th or 6th pick, and they have nobody else on their depth chart at quarterback.
Right.
So
that's true.
He provides a role for Tua. I mean, look, if you're going to 3rd or 4th round, yeah, then we're talking something different. But I think the value in having Fitzpatrick behind Tua and for Tua to have somebody to lean on, you know, and what if Tua plays awful? You know, you go back to Fitzpatrick. You don't even, like, who else? You can go sign Blake Bortles.
Well, this is a choice that you make that you're not going to come back from anytime soon, right? So it's not like, hey, we're going to throw him out there, and if he doesn't do anything by halftime, we're going to put Fitzpatrick back in there. This is a commitment for at least 4, 5, 6 weeks, if not the rest of the season.
Well, that leads to the other the argument about why are you doing this now if you're in the playoff hunt.
Well, and when you listen to what Michael David Smith said, and I agree. Being a veteran on a team where you say you're basically throwing in the towel. Now maybe they know something that we don't. They've seen something from Tua that says, hey, he is actually better than Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Now, when you were with the Lions, because he brought up the Lions, was Kidney your quarterback or Culpepper?
No. It was Culpepper and obviously Matt Stafford. So there was a learning process involved, but it was different, right? The Lions were coming off an 0-16 season.
Right, you were in a playoff.
And in my mind, I do this schedule game, right? I had found a way for us to get to the playoffs, but it wasn't going to happen. So it's a completely different scenario.
Coming off 0-16, you're thinking of playoffs. Was Kevin Smith on that team who said he guaranteed basically you're going to make the playoffs?
Yes. I don't know if it was the guarantee that year, though.
Right.
Yeah, maybe
it was.
Was it that year?
Yeah, it was like August 1st, 2019.
Yeah. Well, that was before I was on the roster.
Kevin Smith is actually a pretty successful assistant coach somewhere. Like, I don't know if it's his alma mater, UCF, but he's somewhere. He's doing,
I haven't seen him.
He's doing pretty well for himself. We talked about Trevor Lawrence a little earlier in the wide nine. And it's obvious. I think he's going to be the number one pick in the draft. He says he's coming out. Obviously, you don't officially declare or make your statement till, after your college career is over. But there's a good chance that the New York Jets will have the first pick of the draft, and the Jets have shown throughout recent history of like 2 or 3 decades that they are pretty damn dysfunctional. They have won some playoff games. Mark Sanchez actually won a playoff game, if I'm not mistaken. Rex Ryan had a couple of good years, so they've been better than us.
Yeah, they've been in the playoffs.
Yes, they do have a Super Bowl in their back pocket. Well, back eons ago. But former NFL wide receiver Roddy White from the Atlanta Falcons believes that Trevor Lawrence should not necessarily make the jump if those New York Jets would be the one that select him.
And if I'm Trevor Lawrence, if the Jets finish with no wins, I just go back to Clemson.
The destination is on your left.
Really? Yeah, I just go back. I'm just going to go back for another year. I don't want any part of that organization. If the Jets get the first pick, don't go. Just stay. Just stay 1 more year in college and just enjoy your time, man. Just enjoy your time in college.
That's from some guy named Brian Giafra's Twitter interview with Roddy White. Now, there is precedent there, okay? If you really want to go way back, I believe the New York Jets were scheduled to have the first pick in the draft back in the 97 draft, I believe it was. And Peyton Manning surprised people and said, I'm going back to school. Now, so the Jets would get screwed again if that was the case. I don't expect this to happen. Number one, he's already said basically he's coming out. That's number one. Number two, Trevor Lawrence seems like a guy who's just made for me.
Oh, yeah, I mean,
Well, he's not wild or anything like that. He's a playboy like Joe Namath.